Production support for the weekly special is provided by IU School of Public Health Bloomington, addressing public health needs by preventing disease, promoting health, and improving quality of life across the state and around the world through research, teaching, and community engagement. The Al Cobain Recognition Endowment Fund, established by friends and family of Al Cobain to support jazz initiatives on WTIU and WFIU. And WTIU members, thank you.
Tonight on the weekly special, explore unique Indiana ideas for enjoying the fall season. Learn about the start of the Brown County Jamboree in Bean Blossom, Indiana. Travel to French Lick to meet some unlikely Hoosier residents. Watch the delicate art of glasswork come alive with local artist Jordan Minnick. And welcome the musician named as Indy's top jazz artist, Charlie Ballantine. Discover fun new ways to fill your fall weekends tonight on the weekly special. Welcome to the weekly special. I'm Daryl Neer. Well, it's definitely cooling down outside, but that doesn't mean that your outdoor fun has to stop. We pick up where we left off in our ongoing Bluegrass History series in the small Brown County town of Bean Blossom.
On a summer day in 1939, the music-loving folks of Bean Blossom, Indiana gathered at the town's filling station as a man played amplified records from his truck, the sounds spilling from the speakers into the streets. The truck's owner was just passing through the small town, but he had given his spellbound audience an idea. They would create a live country music show, one that would soon become known as the Brown County Jamboree. Their first show was modest. In the filling station parking lot, organizers set up just one lone microphone on a stand, accompanied by a small amplifier. The assembled crowd enjoyed favorite tunes played by local musicians and the popular records of the day. The organizers of the event were a colorful but hard-working group who took on a variety of responsibilities, setting up equipment, designing advertisements, bringing in acts, and even performing live themselves. Each member of the ragtag crew brought their unique expertise to bear. Guy Smith drew from his experience organizing country band performances and dances. Denzel Ragdale, or the Silver Spur as he was known, took on the role of sound man and promoter, equipping a series of ballyhoo cars to advertise the free show, with horn speakers on the roof and a brightly painted Brown County Jamboree on the sides. The little jamboree didn't stay free for long. The promoters built a small stage, set up a large tent, and started to charge audiences 25 cents per show. But the fee did nothing to deter the eager visitors. By 1941, the local paper reported a crowd of over 4,000 people, with attendees coming from across Indiana and even beyond state lines. One reporter wrote, "Well, the fiddling and the ballad singing has gone over big for the last 6 weeks, and traffic jams at this crossroads village in the Bean Blossom Valley from sundown to almost midnight have required special duty by state police. Cars bearing many foreign tags are thronging to the village. Parking spaces becoming a problem too." It was becoming clear that the Brown County Jamboree had outgrown the old filling station parking lot. Local entrepreneurs May and Francis Rund saw their opportunity. They could help their community, solve the Jamboree's overcrowding problem, and make a little money along the way. With funding from fellow residents, the Runds constructed a large barn-like building capable of seating 2,500 music lovers. The Runds spread the word far and wide, running advertisements for the jamborees in newspapers, and partnering with Indianapolis radio stations to broadcast live programs from the Bean Blossom stage. One newspaper described the show as a cooperative program providing real, homespun talent, rail fence variety of music and frivolity, old fiddlers and rural crooners who would sing and warble Brown County ballads brought over the mountains by their pioneer ancestors. The crowds continued to grow, even as rationing during World War II limited the availability of gasoline for visiting motorists. By 1950, however, the runs had grown tired. After a decade of hosting the Brown County Jamboree, they were looking for a new owner to reinvigorate the shows. Fortunately, that savior would come. He was a stranger to the town, but not to its people. Bill Monroe, star of the Grand Ole Opry and the father of bluegrass, would make the humble town of Bean Blossom an internationally known destination for lovers of bluegrass and country music.
Don't forget that the 43rd annual Uncle Pen Days event at the Bill Monroe Music Park is just around the corner. Learn more at billmonroemusicpark.com. And if you'd like to learn more about incredible Indiana history, be sure to check out the Indiana Historical Bureau. They've been marking Indiana history since 1915 and are helping us bring you this story. Learn more at in.gov/history. Well, moving south near the town of French Lick, some unlikely visitors are making a huge splash, all in the name of education and conservation. Nestled in southern Indiana's wooded hills, near the historic Indiana town of French Lick, sits Wilstem Ranch. Once a hunting lodge for private parties and wealthy tourists, the 1,100-acre property was purchased by a local entrepreneur who restored the derelict turn-of-the-century buildings into a modern-day oasis, featuring quaint cabins, hiking trails, and horseback riding. But the owners knew they needed something more to set them apart from other local attractions.
Our sister property, Big Splash Adventure, we did an event where we brought some animals in and let kids play with the animals, touch the animals, and we had an elephant there, and it was just amazing how the kids loved the idea of being close to an elephant, touching it, and that's kind of where the idea sparked, was like, oh, you know, people are really intrigued by these animals. The owner of the elephants and the owner of Wilstem have known each other for a very long period of time, and they are located in Florida, and they used to travel a lot, and the owner had said, hey, why don't you guys, next time you're driving through the area, stop at Wilstem, hang out, bring the elephants. And they actually had an event in Peru, Indiana 2 years ago, and then had another event in Connecticut. And so they thought, well, we're kind of in that area, why don't we come for a couple months? We did a slow kind of just to see if it was something people would be interested in, and it was pretty successful, and so then they just decided to make it a permanent deal.
Beginning in March of 2015, the owners and the elephants arrived in French Lick for their very first summer in Indiana, and thus began Wilstem Ranch's annual Elephant Retreat, where guests can experience up-close encounters through such activities as the Elephant Spa Day.
So we wanted to create not only just an interactive opportunity, but also an educational opportunity. The bathing experience is definitely more interactive. They obviously get to physically bathe the elephant. The educational seminar is obviously what it sounds like, an educational where people can ask questions. They'll give you any information they can give you about elephants. You'll leave learning as much as you could want to know about an elephant. You'll arrive here, check in, and you'll get on our Wilstem bus. They'll take you up to the elephant barn, and you'll go in and sit down, and then they call everybody up to actually bathe the elephants. You'll paint their nails with mineral oil. So they wash all 3 elephants, so each elephant takes about 20-25 minutes or so to wash. And then after that, you'll go to the educational seminar where you will get to learn about the elephants. They'll give you a little bit more background, and then after that, you get to take photos. We always say that you can come here and meet our animals, not just see them. So we really want people to leave knowing the elephants' names, knowing their personalities. Education is the biggest part of what our mission is here at Wilstem. So the elephants leave us at the end of October, and we'll go down to Florida where their owners have a home and they have plenty of acreage to graze there. The reason they leave to go to Florida is because elephants can't be in temperatures below 40 degrees. So obviously it would be unsafe for them to stay here through the winter. We'd love to keep them year round, so we are looking at ways to potentially keep them here, whether it's building bigger barns or heating their flooring so they don't have to get transported to Florida, but until that happens, they will go to Florida during the winter.
In addition to the elephants on property, Wilstem has created educational events that feature giraffes, kangaroos, and zebras, as well as ongoing seminars about Indiana's more common animal neighbors like cows and pigs. And the owners continue to expand the property to include additional experiences and animal activities. Yet, their mission remains the same: to provide personal animal interactions that help shape the lives of their visitors, both large and small.
It's actually really amazing. We've had people cry, we've had proposals, we've had people that bring a group for their birthday parties. We get a very broad range of people, and it's kind of amazing to sit there and see people literally come to tears because this is something they've wanted to do their whole life. We get a lot of people that come and say this is on their bucket list, this is something they've always wanted to do. It's pretty amazing just to see kind of how people react to them, and the elephants love it too. So it's a win-win for everybody.
The elephants will be at the Wilstem Ranch through the beginning of November. Don't miss your opportunity to meet them or their other furry companions. Learn more at wilstemranch.com. If you've been to any fall art festivals around Indiana, you probably have seen local artist Jordan Minnick, whose fantastical glass work has drawn national attention.
In this work, you have really good days, and sometimes you work all day and the thing hits the floor. The only thing you can do at that time is turn the lights off and pick it all up and do it again the next day. And I'll come out here at 6 o'clock in the morning because I'm just like, my head is full of this stuff. It's the only thing probably my whole life that I ever really loved doing all the time. I was about 14 when I picked it up. I love all the colors and the varieties of materials, and the tools are all handmade. And the whole process is made from basically sand upward. And then it turns into these beautiful sculptures. I don't use molds. This is all done from the ground up. So it's a real kind of intimate process in a way, It is something that's tangible that I can hold in my hand that will outlive me. So that's kind of the one of the exciting parts about it. I guess it's just in my blood at this point. I have it in me and I have to get it out. If I don't do it, I start to not feel like myself. And it's like a muscle that you exercise. And the more you do it, the more you can learn how to use that ability in yourself. So what you see come out of me is a direct representation of what I think is cool. The over-dramatized characters and the huge eyes and the big lips and the big nose and the huge teeth. I don't try to make anything in my own work that I feel like is for anybody but myself. And maybe that's why they have a certain aspect to them, that they look like my work. Nobody really taught me how to do a lot of this, so I had to invent my own techniques. So a lot of it you just have to go out and figure it out. So it's just an exercise in creativity all the time. And you never stop learning, and you never stop studying it. And you have to love it. That's the thing. You have to love doing it, or it won't work out. A lot of the time I've had people request pieces, and that's how I started to learn how to open the mouths and put tongues in the mouths. And I don't turn any kind of a challenge like that down typically. I'd rather just beat my head against the wall trying to figure it out, and then maybe on the 10th try, you have this amazing new idea, or you learn something out of it, even if that's to never do it ever again, I don't honestly always know what I'm going to end up with. I might have a drawing that I wanted to base it off of, or a characterization of something. You just start kind of letting it happen, and that's where the piece itself starts to kind of become its own interpretation, and it starts to kind of do its own thing, and you just guide it. And according to how much pressure I apply here, or how much gravity I let take this, it might become a whole different look. So it's the only thing probably in my whole life that I ever really loved doing all the time. And I feel like that I'm now coming into my own. This point in my life is maybe the time when you make some of the best stuff. It's exciting. It's fun to watch. It's an exciting time to be in it. And this is kind of where I fit, I guess.
To see more examples of Jordan's amazing work, visit his website, familydoglass.bigcartel.com. We are excited to welcome our next musical guest. He was named Indianapolis's Best Jazz Musician of 2015 and 2016. Meet Charlie Ballantine.
I always remembered liking music more than the kids around me growing up. I started playing guitar when I was about 15 years old. The first time I remember noticing jazz, or even hearing that word and wanting to know more about it, was when I heard Wes Montgomery. The album was Smokin' at the Half. It was definitely an eye-opener the first time I heard that. I liked playing music a lot, but I didn't think I wanted to make that a career. You're told your whole life, well, it's a good hobby, but it's really hard to make any money. But I started going to those concerts at IU and seeing what these amazing people my age were doing. It motivated me to audition for the music school, and luckily I got into IU. That's what started the process of being like, okay, I'm gonna tackle this as something I can do the rest of my life for a living. The first record I did, I was fresh out of music school, so that album has a few jazz standards on it, and it was by far the most traditional, which forced me into the next record. I was like, okay, now I'm gonna write some songs from some of my non-jazz influences, so it uses a lot more songwriter-type chord progressions. And then this last one, Where Is My Mind, took it further into that pop realm. I haven't planned on making a record every year, but each time I record one, there's a sound that's just a little further than I can reach that I'm going for. You don't quite reach it ever, so it's what kind of keeps pushing me to keep making these. And hopefully they progress with each one. I love just playing new music and forcing myself out of the comfort zone, and then also I'm constantly hearing albums that are coming out and just blowing my mind. Right after I release one, it's that's what I should be doing, what this guy's doing, that's what I've been hearing in my head. Let's go back to the woodshed, you know? I like to think that I take aspects of each genre that I like. If I'm thinking in an Americana sort of way, I might write a simple chord progression but still have a lot of improvisation on it. So that's just a form of blending jazz with another style, taking two elements that I just love from two very different spectrums of music. I've always loved the improvisatory nature of jazz. The idea that you can play the same song night after night and it's never going to be the same. The tempo might vary, the solos might turn from 2 minutes to 11 minutes. The thought that nothing's fixed, it's so steeped in improvisation that you never get bored doing it. I like the idea of enjoying where I am, and right now I'm certainly very happy with what we've put out there, and I'm happy with what's going on in my career right now. As long as I continue to play music with my friends and people still keep coming to my shows, that's all I can ask for. It's rewarding enough to get to say, for work, I get to play music with my best friends. I have the greatest job in the world.
And now, Charlie Ballantine and the Charlie Ballantine Group. For more information on Charlie's latest album, Where Is My Mind, or for a listing of his upcoming performances in your area, visit his website, charlieballantine.com. And if you haven't already, you must check out the Weekly Special website. Share your favorite segments with friends, rewatch episodes you've enjoyed. It's all there to explore. weeklyspecial.org. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. And once again, before we go, Charlie Ballantine. Good night.
Production support for the Weekly Special is provided by IU School of Public Health Bloomington, addressing public health needs by preventing disease, promoting health, and improving quality of life across the state and around the world through research, teaching, and community engagement. The Al Cobain Recognition Endowment Fund, established by friends and family of Al Cobain to support jazz initiatives on WTIU and WFIU. And WTIU members, thank you.